Namaskar and hearty welcome to the Chat with Champ show. The show in this season 2 is gaining more popularity. We already had two fantastic champions from the NCC, and they have given a wonderful inspiration and insight into life living and better life living. So today our champion is going to talk in a beautiful manner about the medical journey. So for the champion, the choices are very important to make the hopes in life beautiful. तो हमारे आज के चैंपियन के लिए तो एक ऐसा कहना चाहूंगा कि मैं कि जिंदगी हसीन है, इससे प्यार करो। वो रात तो सुबह का इंतजार करो, वो पल भी आएगा जिसका है इंतजार। रब पर भरोसा और वक्त पे एतबार करो। So we need to be having full faith and confidence on time and Almighty, and good things are about to come. So here we welcome our champion, Rohini Dutta. Hearty welcome to you, Rohini, to this Chat with Champ show.
Thank you so much, sir. It's an honor to be here and it's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Wow. We are indeed happy to have you because you are going to share some of the important messages for our champions for the day and going to inspire them. Let me welcome you with our round of applause and Chat with Champ clap. Happy to have you, Rohini from Ludhiana, a medical intern from Christian Medical College, and aspiring for so many things. In fact, to become a doctor itself is a great boon and a blessing because India particularly needs a lot of doctors. And looking into COVID-19 time, yes, the medical team are the best caregivers, the frontliners. So my salutations to all the doctor fraternity, medical fraternity, and of course to the upcoming world-class doctor who is sitting before me in this Chat with Champ show. So we would like to hear about the journey of Rohini, how the journey has been for Rohini so far.
Thank you so much, sir. So I was born in Ludhiana. My parents are also from this town. When I was in grade two, we shifted to Canada and we stayed there for 5 years. So I came back again to Ludhiana when I was in grade seven, and we shifted back primarily because my grandparents didn't like it there, and my dad is not someone who would leave his parents alone. So we made the shift back, and when I came back, I did not go to the same school. I went to a different school, and at that time I had a very American slash Canadian English accent. So children would laugh at me, they would make fun of me, they would say this is a non-required Indian, and I was very disheartened because when I live in Canada, it took me some years to adjust to their system, the things that children like there. And when I finally adjusted, I shifted back. And then again, the bullying happened, and it took some time to go through that, find good friends. And I'm really glad I did find friends who also aspired to be in the medical field as me. And I joined plus one, plus two medical in the same school because during that time, my grandmother had a brain tumor. She was diagnosed with one, and she underwent major brain surgery. So I had taken a lot of trips to our local hospital during that time, and I found myself very comfortable in that environment. When doctors would come and they would, I was also very lucky that my grandmother was being treated by some really compassionate and empathetic doctors. So the few interactions I did have when I was in the room when they came in, I really wanted to be that for someone, to give that care for someone, to be a ray of hope for someone. And there's nothing more beautiful than that you could do with your life. And combining that with my love for science, it was pretty natural that I would want to be a doctor. So that is how I got into MBBS.
Correct. Yeah. Choices are very important. And of course, the life and love for subject, which you said that you loved science and certainly you took up medical as your profession. And of course, being into the hospital environment and you saw the care and concern the hospitals are giving, you chose this profession. Choices, life is very important. And you chose medical profession at the best. And of course, being in one of the best medical college in India, Christian Medical College, again in Ludhiana. So the turn of event for you has been great from one place to the other, and again taking up the medical profession, and which is the noblest profession in the world today, as we all, because after God means it is doctor. And people leave it to the doctors actually, because you please take care of our health, you take care of everything. So doctors are revered and respected so much. As you are into the Christian Medical College final year interning, and we hear about the global surgery, and you are part of the WHO group and all. Could you please explain about the global surgery? In fact, for our champions, it will be a great information.
So, global surgery is a very new term, but I think something that anyone in India can relate to is rural surgery, where surgeons are going into rural areas, into tribal areas, low resource or austere settings, as we say, to provide surgical care to people there. Now, this essentially started by surgeons from high income countries coming for surgical missions or humanitarian missions, as they would say, to come and provide surgical care, maybe for a month or two, by setting up a camp, and then they would leave. So, this concept was started known as global surgery to ensure that surgical care is provided to the 5 billion people that lack it across the globe. And this word global does not mean that you have to train in multiple countries. It means that even if you're within your own country and you're providing surgical care in rural areas and to people who really need it in low resource settings, and you can do that with international support or not with international support. It is a multidisciplinary field. It includes not just general surgeons, but obstetricians and gynecologists, anesthesia, nursing services. So I am currently a global surgery fellow with the WHO Collaborative Center in Mumbai for research in surgical care delivery. And there, our research is focused on ensuring how to strengthen the healthcare systems to make sure that there is provision for surgical care within India and as well. So we have a lot of collaborative projects that we do that are coming up as well, and we have collaborations with the US, the UK, Australia, where we run these, where with the help of which we run our projects in India, and primarily our data is based from Mumbai and Bihar.
Oh, great. It's a wonderful information about the global surgery which you have given, Rohini. So, if a student, for example, a medical intern who is into this medical field, they are aware of this global surgery, or how does one enter into this field at all? Because there are also students from the rural belt to city colleges. Of course, is the information common for everyone, or you would like to throw some more light if someone wants to enter into this global surgery fellowship?
Yes. So, global surgery is actually a very new and emerging concept. The Lancet Commission on Global Surgery was established in 2015, which gave a huge 100 pages long report regarding the fact that there are barriers to surgical care and there are 5 billion people that lack surgical care. And 99% of these people are within low and middle income countries such as India. So that is how global surgery was started as a concept at large. And there are many academic global surgery programs in high income countries. And these are hopefully, they are emerging in low and middle income countries. And hopefully we will get to see more of them within India. Few of them, one is in Christian Medical College, which is the NIHR India Hub of Global Surgery, which works with UK. And I'm also part of that, where there are collaborative researchers being led by Dr. Dhruvnath Ghosh. And then there is the WHO Collaborative Center in Mumbai, which works with the CMC one as well, which is really nice. And that is led by Dr. Anita Kedgil. And if any student wants to be a part, they should email these heads and express their interest, and they're always open to having students. It's very new that they've started having students, but ever since they have, they are willing to have more on board.
Oh, wow. Great. Wonderful. Again, you have thrown more light into the topic where student will certainly opt for it. And looking into the network that is possible today, global, as you talked about, global village, in fact, if we can say, now people are connected with technology also, and where they can come together and learn many things in the process. In fact, we can see medical team sitting in different country are doing treatment for the people in the different other countries also. So technology is also helping them in a big way. So we also have learned that your aspiration is to become an obstetrician and also a gynac, world class gynac, right? So yes, how it is being taken? How you like that profession?
So during the pandemic, which is still ongoing, in the when it just began last year, I was posted in obstetrics and gynecology for 2 months as an intern. And there were many incidents that inspired me to take up this role. But one very particular incident was that it was the last day of my labor room shift, where basically delivery happens, mostly for normal vaginal delivery. And there was a patient that came in who was only 20 years old. She was married only for 1 year, and she came in with an intrauterine dead fetus, which she did not know about. And when we got to taking her history, we realized she had no clue that she was even pregnant. She just knew that she was bleeding per vaginum, and she did not know what to do. Her family did not know what to do. And when we inquired a bit more, we found out that she does understand what menstruation is, how to take care of menstrual hygiene, that she should be using pads, but no one had really taught her about reproduction or how that works. And that was possibly because of lack of formal education. And when she did expel her dead fetus, she was crying inconsolably. And I made sure, me and my resident, we made sure that she got the emotional support that she needed, that her family understood that this is something to be taken care of. She needs to take antenatal checkups. And she herself was made aware of what to do and how to do things when she does get pregnant again. And that was an incident that inspired me because I found out that lady lived only 2 miles away from our hospital. And we advocate as medical students for menstrual hygiene, like we had been through Asian Medical Students Association, in association with IDF, of course. But the fact that we're trying to make such a large impact, but forgetting communities within our vicinity, that just 2 miles away there is someone who has no clue about simple things. And just making, and the other thing was that if I am on call and I have to wake up in the night at 4 a.m., if it is to deliver a baby and to save the life of a mother and a child, then I would not mind doing that for the rest of my life. So that is how I knew I wanted to be an obstetrician gynecologist.
Great. Giving life to people, and that too. One is the God who gives life, and of course, again, doctors who give the life. So you chose the perfect one, and your inspiration has been really great. Looking into these, the story itself could tell about why you chose this field and how impactful it has been for you to enter into this journey. Really awesome. As you were talking, in fact, we also got to know about AMSA, Asian Medical Students Association. And as the president of Asian Medical Association, you were part of the Dignity Project of Indian Development Foundation, helping through the medical fraternity, the entire students, we can say, across the country, networking them. How did it all happen? So being the president at the national level of AMSA, Asian Medical Students Association, what all responsibilities are there, and how you delivered the best to different parts of the world, or to the country rather?
So my journey with AMSA was something that came very unexpectedly, but it is something that I think I will and I do cherish for the rest of my life because it transformed me into who I am today. It gave me values of teamwork, community building, leadership, time management, especially. And it started off by just one conference that was happening, international level student conference by AMSA International. And I got to know that there is something called AMSA India through which I can apply. And I went to that conference, and there were people there from over 30 to 50 countries. And just going there, seeing how everyone is coming together, brilliant minds coming together and discussing common goals and like minded ideas, things about public health and infectious diseases and non communicable diseases. I made sure that I want to be a permanent member of this organization and do whatever I can to grow within it. So, following that conference, I applied to be the Secretary of Memberships and Development, and I made sure that the AMSA network was spread out of North India to all states of India. And I also made sure that I was a key player in other departmental workings, which got me to be elected as the president the following year. And as president, my main focus was to make sure that public health came out of a student's textbooks into actionable ideas to work on. Because we have a subject in MBBS, it's called Preventive Social Medicine, and everyone reads it. It's a huge book, no one wants to read it completely. and we think it doesn't matter. But actually, PSM is the foundation of everything that you want to do as a doctor in order to bring actionable change within community, system level changes that will make sure that, like when you're sitting in a clinic, you will impact the life of one person at a time. But through community medicine, you will impact one decision will impact the entire community at a systems level. So making sure students understand that. During my term, I also established the Public Health and Research Department of AMSA India, and we got some projects rolling through that, and students were really excited to not just study the subject, but to apply what they study into real-time action. And these projects were centered around the Sustainable Development Goals that the UN had set up. And these were also centered around what the community needs, ensuring that there is community participation in these projects, that we don't just see statistics, that this is like if anemia is a problem within India, but is anemia a problem within the community where this project is being run? Ask people and then see what they need and then devise a project. That was the whole idea behind it. And now it is running strong under the new president, and also we have a public health director now taking care of things. So apart from that, during my tenure, I was also responsible for not just running one department, but several departments. I had to take regular meetings with presidents of other AMSA chapters across Asia and beyond. We have AMSA Australia, UK, we have AMSA Scotland, Afghanistan. So it allowed me to build global connections and to connect with people at a very diverse level, which is something that I had learned as a child as well. Because when I was in Canada, I lived in a very multicultural setting where I had an Asian friend, a Muslim friend, a Palestinian friend coming in, and when I went into AMSA, it felt like the same thing. Everyone was so nice, and I really found my niche there, and I really value the connections I made.
Wow, what a journey of AMSA that you have spoke about, and of course the leadership skills and this 360-degree development that has given to you is really remarkable. And you delivered the best, and you networked with people. I think every student or the medical student would become, or who wish to become an AMSA member and wish to do the best of services that they want to give, right? Because real-time service, which you said, they want to be in the field, they want to do the best. Let them, may it be rural area, may it be the urban slum, they want to be there and they want to give the best to the people who need the most, which has been very important. Of course, let me also tell you about the Dignity Project, in fact, which you are also heading and helping the team members from AMSA to go to different schools in the country, may it be Jaipur, may it be Delhi, may it be, Mumbai particularly. We have done a lot of schools over there where AMSA students have come and then delivered talk on menstrual awareness program, menstrual hygiene management program. And all the students who came, they all did exceedingly well because the field was very important for them. They were good communicators. I think I should also compliment as the team leader, choosing an intern for such program. Also, you need to see that you train them best, because communication, what need to be said, what need not to be said, and then the awareness script which need to be designed. How does it all take place, selecting an intern for such project?
So AMSA has a very formal framework for things like this. We open calls formally. We give people at least 10 to 15 days to decide whether this is something they want to choose. We open up Google Forms in which we ask questions specific to the activity for which we're asking volunteers. Then it is not just me who goes through those applications. We make sure that at least 2 to 3 executive board members are reviewing these applications and scoring them on a point-based system, seeing if people meet the criteria and they have certain past experience of public speaking or running such awareness campaigns. So we make sure through that we are selecting the best candidates. And when we do select this group, we have group discussions with them and we see their knowledge, we see how they are able to talk, and then we get them to you. So behind the scenes, there is a lot of work going on to make sure that IDF gets the best candidates for the projects.
Doctors as the best communicators, right? The knowledge also has to be disseminated, has to be communicated properly to the person at the last mile who needs the information the most. And the team of AMSA did really an exceedingly good job. Our salutations to all the members and also the upcoming, because the task that we have, we could, in fact, if IDF could take this mission from few thousand students, that is from 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 to keep a benchmark of 1 million and 10 million, it has been possible only because of AMSA. I should salute AMSA team, because you gave us that hope. You say that the choices and the hopes and the fears doesn't come in the place at all, right? That is the best quote that you have quoted. And so without any fear, we went ahead, and now looking into 10 million. And how do we reach 10 million? We say we have AMSA with us. Big B used to say that मेरे पास माँ है, तो we say हमारे पास AMSA है.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So
I think it's a lot about making choices that have hope, because we fear that if we sign up for Project 1 million, this is not achievable. But we have to understand that problems, not just in India, but at a global level, they are problems which have solutions that are fixable within our lifetime. And for that, empowering the youth is crucial, making them understand that if they really want to make a change, they can. And for that, making sure that we select right, not just people who have previous experience, but people who are eager, who are enthusiastic. Because when I joined AMSA, I had no experience, I had no guidance. But when I did join and I joined with enthusiasm, I took things up with dedication. I was very lucky to have people on the executive board to guide me and to teach me. So that, I think, is what AMSA is about. And we always try to make sure that that a change happens when we take up a project by looking at 8 steps towards leading change. So the first step is creating a sense of urgency. That usually happens by telling people statistics, that these are the number of women in the reproductive age. They lack access to menstrual hygiene products, and this is what we need to do. For that, we build a guiding coalition. So, like that, we open calls for students to come in and we have a coalition with them. Following that, we form a strategic vision and we plan our initiatives, which is with the IDF team. Then we enlist a volunteer army, and then we enable actions by removing barriers. So when they say that we went to a school and we could not get permission, then why could they not get permission? Why was the principal reluctant? Or if it's okay if this school does not give permission, let's go to the other school, let's go to the next school, but make sure that there is someone who's benefiting out of this and you don't give up. Then it's about generating short-term wins. We have Maharashtra covered, we got Jaipur, we got Telangana, some in Tamil Nadu, and finally now we are going to come to my home state, Punjab, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
And that is the 7th step, sustaining acceleration, making sure that things don't stop, even though there is a pandemic going on. Once things start opening up, schools start opening up, we will make sure that Punjab team is ready to deliver these sessions within Ludhiana and other cities. And the last one is instituting change. We hope that this process makes a change and allows other youths in India to realize that this is something that they can do as well. So calls are not just open for AMSA members. If someone wishes to join in and help out locally for projects, they're more than welcome to come in.
Wow. So the dream come true project, and finally taking the project to different states, and finally taking to the Punjab state where you are there, and Ludhiana is going to be taken care. And the first project that which we are going to start very soon, and you are going to head that project along with other social ambassadors who are going to join and help you out. I think it's going to be a great honor that under your presence over there, this project is going to be taken up. And can you also tell us about the project in Ludhiana that we are going to launch very soon now? About that project
Yes.
also.
So the first school that we have targeted is Bharat Sevak Adarsh Vidyalaya. It is a school right in front of my house across the park, and it's my grandfather is a trustee of that school, and my father received education from that school till 6th standard. So it's very special to us. And when we approached the principal regarding this, he has been more than happy and eagerly awaiting for this to happen, because we have talked about this to him almost a year ago, but then unfortunately we were hit with the lockdown, so it could not happen. And now everyone is excited within the community to see what we have to bring, the sessions that we have to deliver. And I feel this is very important, because now the school is it has students from low income backgrounds. It has students where my house helps children study, and not just my house helps, but house helps of this entire colony. So it's something that will impact not just one colony. We have students coming in from the industrial area whose fathers and mothers are factory workers. So we feel that this will be a driving change, and hopefully it will be covered by local media, and more schools will approach us after this. So our target is
Yes.
not just 226 or 250 girls. Our target is 1,000 girls in Punjab.
Wow. To start with, I think 1,000 girls will be to start with. As our vision, 1 million is a big number. So there are many more who will join. And looking at the services that you are providing, many schools will approach that, please come to us. Our children are also waiting. Our children also need awareness. Our children will also need the dignity kit. In fact, Rohini, what you'll see is there are well-to-do schools also. They say that the dignity kit is not required by us, but at least that awareness. However, the student may be in a pedigree school or the important school of the high order, awareness plays an important role. Even menstrual awareness program for such school children are also important. Even we have seen college girls are also given awareness. Rather, we have also seen menstrual awareness, the importance of that being given also to the male members. The boys also need to understand about the
Yes.
menstruation cycle, the respect for girls, and many such things are also being taken up so that they also understand the entire life cycle of a girl, so that the care and respect at that need of the hour is given to every girl, woman, or mother particularly, which is very, very important. I'm sure the journey
So
of your journey in Ludhiana is going to be a hallmark one, and it will certainly create best impact in the days to come. And to take one more message from you, Rohini, why menstrual hygiene management is important at all in our country?
So it has been seen that one of the major causes of infertility is lack of menstrual hygiene at a younger age. Women are not taught about the fact that pads made of cloth are very unhygienic. They lead to several infections that we see when patients present to us within the OPD. And menstrual hygiene is also important for ensuring not only that a female is fertile, but that she does not have a disruption within her genitourinary system. So a lot of UTIs happen because of improper management of menstrual blood during that time of the month. So I think that is the biggest message of all, that it is not just for your fertility, it is for your own hygiene and health. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, yes, health and hygiene for particularly for women is very, very important because they give birth to children, and their health is also important, and the health of the child is also very important, and for which menstrual awareness, menstrual hygiene management is very important. Dignity project, which got a major thrust because of AMSA, because of Rohini, upcoming Dr. Rohini, I should say. And we could take a major leapfrog into this entire mission covering the entire nation now. And of course, in days to come, we will also go beyond boundaries where countries like Africa and other countries who are waiting. And as our AMSA team are there, we will certainly go and we will see that the awareness of dignity is being provided over there too. So, a lot of accolades that you have received, Rohini, during your journey into this medical fraternity. So, some of the accolades which I think you should share about the journey of getting recognition for the great services that you have done.
Thank you, sir. So when I was the president of AMSA, I received an award for medico leadership, which was a big honor. And this year also, the president of AMSA, Priyansh Nathani, received the same award. So I feel like it is a running prize for AMSA India. And not only just that, during my tenure, AMSA India also received the Indian Health Professional Award for Best Medical Student Organization, which again we were winners of this year. So I think AMSA is growing, and it has very key catalysts within the executive board. It has never been just the effort of myself or the president who is there now. It has always been a team effort. So that is something that I'm grateful to AMSA for, because I could have never done things that I had dreamt of doing within the organization had it not been for a very dedicated executive board.
Great. And the leadership skills that you have learned during this period, which also is a great recognition for yourself. You have grown and you have become an international personality today. Hats off to you. Rohini, how do you see Rohini 5 years from now? And or what is your vision plan?
So I don't wish to be a conventional obstetrician, gynecologist, or doctor surgeon. I want to make sure that things that I have understood, not just through AMSA, but through talking to certain mentors, especially within the field of global surgery, are things that I take up. So I'm someone who, when I started taking up research projects, I really fell in love with the process of research. Taking up a hypothesis, data collecting, analyzing, writing a paper, it felt like it's making it. I hope it makes a change. And I hope that I get into projects at grassroots levels that impact changes in health policy. And to ensure that happens, you cannot just always be sitting in your clinic. So what I am hoping for is to be an academic obstetrician gynecologist, so that I keep on carrying research and projects forward that impact the community through system level changes, and that cannot happen with data that with guidelines for patient health that are coming from data from high income countries. So making sure that there are physician scientists within India and other low and middle income countries, because right now it is the era of data driven healthcare solutions. So how will we find healthcare solutions if the data is coming from patients that are not within our country? So I think that is what I aspire to do within 5 years, hopefully, to keep training within research side by side, keeping that as a very integral part of my life in order to drive changes, and hopefully coalescing surgery and public health into one. Because in India, at least, when we do think of public health, we don't think of surgery. And when we think of surgery, we don't think of public health. And right now, the need of the hour is to make sure that surgical burden of disease is mapped out within low and middle income countries to decide solutions further. So hopefully within the next 5 years, I would be one of the key players to make that happen.
Great, great. I should also say that you should also write Nobel Rohini Dutta. So the Nobel should also be there in India. In fact, though people though aspire for many things, but they don't tag themselves to be Nobel, because we need to think. Had we had not thought that we will fly, aeroplanes would not have come. So I wish that with the great service that you are going to put forth, with the research that you are going to do, I think the Nobel is waiting for you, and it will come soon. Mark my words, maybe through this chat with Cham, it will happen. It will happen. Thy will be done. Yes, Rohini, it was nice talking to you through this chat with Cham. A message from you to the champions who are viewing this today's program. What will be your message, a takeaway for them?
This is a quote by Carl E. Taylor. He was the founder of our social preventive medicine department in CMC Ludhiana, which is also the first SPM department in all of Asia. And he said that there is no universal solution, but there is universal process to find appropriate local solutions. So I think when we think of a problem, we should think of this, that no problem is big enough for us to tackle. It just needs a universal process. And what you need to do is to find local solutions through community participation.
Great. No universal solution, but universal process, which is very, very important. Yes, I think that gives you a great mindset, opening mindset, and understanding many things in life, which is very, very important. Nice talking to you, Rohini, through this Chat with Champ show. And I'm sure the journey of dignity and many more things which are in the offing will come true, and the dreams will come true. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Viewers, you're watching this wonderful Chat with Cham show, and Rohini was giving wonderful messages on global surgery and many things, and also her support through AMSA, that is Asian Medical Students Association, supporting Dignity Project and many other projects, and giving the medical students 360-degree development into this process, because doctors need to be communicative, doctors need to be reaching out to the masses, and many good things which she has shared, and passionate to become a researcher. And I've quoted that, yes, Rohini will be Nobel very soon with her great service that she's providing. So good things are in the offing. Everyone wants to do good things. If we all come together, many good things can be done. So let's all move towards the mountain mission of goodness, goodness unlimited. Have a wonderful time. Jai Hind and Jai Ho.